Hi, I'm Dave Karger. Thanks for joining me tonight on TCM. Our star of the month for April is Sophia Loren, who began acting in Italian films in the early 1950s and quickly broke through as a major international star. By the end of the decade, she had starred opposite many of Hollywood's most popular leading men, including Cary Grant, Frank Sinatra, Clark Gable, and her co-star in our next film. This is the one and only teaming of Sophia Loren and John Wayne. From 1957, it's Legend of the Lost. The story begins in Timbuktu, where a mysterious stranger, played by Rossano Brazzi, arrives looking for a guide who can help lead an expedition deep into the Sahara Desert in search of a trove of buried treasure. John Wayne plays the experienced guide who has some doubts about the mission but agrees to do it. And Sophia Loren co-stars as a jaded prostitute who falls for Brazzi and follows him into the desert, only to find herself attracted to their guide instead. Legend of the Lost was spearheaded by its director and producer Henry Hathaway, who worked with John Wayne on several movies beginning in 1941 and ending with the 1969 Western True Grit, which won John Wayne his Academy Award. Working with Hathaway on Legend of the Lost were several other accomplished movie veterans, including screenwriter Ben Hecht and cinematographer Jack Cardiff, who provided the stunning Technicolor cinematography in movies like Black Narcissus, The Red Shoes, and The African Queen. He traveled to Africa again to capture the landscape in Legend of the Lost, but shooting on location in Libya had its challenges, especially for Sophia Loren. I'll tell you more about that after the movie. From 1957, here is Legend of the Lost. Legend of the Lost was co-produced by John Wayne's Bat Jack production company, and Wayne wanted to shoot the film in the desert in California. But director Henry Hathaway insisted it would look more convincing if they filmed on location in Africa. The cast and crew headed to a remote region in Libya, and John Wayne was so taken with the beauty of the desert that he sent for his wife in America to come join them so she could experience it too. But for Sophia Loren, the location shoot turned out to be one of the most uncomfortable she ever endured. At night, the temperatures dropped so low that the crew had to install a gas-powered space heater in her room, and since her room was on the ground floor, she kept the doors and windows locked. One night, the carbon monoxide fumes from the heater almost knocked her unconscious, and she just barely managed to get out of the room before collapsing outside. Fortunately, she was rescued by her co-star, Rossano Brazzi, who got her the proper medical attention. Up next, Sophia Loren returns alongside George Peppard and Trevor Howard in an espionage thriller from 1965.
Next on TCM, Operation Crossbow, then Brass Target, and later 40 Takes Willie. There's no shortage of shots on TCM tonight.